Hey guys, what's happening? So I did another quote unquote holotropic breathing practice session. I was a little bit nervous about it because the first one was so crazy. I'll explain a little bit what happened the first time. The first time was set to some shamanic drumming. I just googled, I YouTubed holotropic breathing music, and so I got a ton of playlists. I just picked the first one. There was no rhyme or reason to how I picked it. So the setting was just at my dad's house where I'm currently staying. I don't have a bedroom. I just have a pad, laying in the living room on this pad, uh, and so I had headphones. I would not recommend headphones. I wouldn't recommend even to do it by yourself necessarily unless you go really slow and just feel your way through it, because you do have control over how intense it is, and if it's getting too much, you can ramp it down or stop altogether, like I did. But the first time I did this, I set a timer. I wanted to see how long it would go, and stuck my headphones in. I laid down. I got into a comfortable position, and I didn't set any intention for it. That's also something else I think you want to do when you're meditating or anything, praying even. Set an intention for what you would like to get out of it. First time I didn't set an intention. I just, I was like, just gonna trip out on music and breathing, basically. So I got the headphones in. I started the music. I had it at an average level. It wasn't too loud or too quiet. And the breathing technique, from the little research I did, it's just slightly faster than normal breathing, but you're breathing all the way in and all the way out. So you're not doing shallow breaths, and you're not pausing at the top or the bottom. So keep it, as soon as you hit the top of your breath, then start exhaling, and as soon as you hit the bottom, then start inhaling. So looks like that. So I was doing that, and I was not paying attention. Okay, I should have been paying attention to what was going on. I wasn't paying attention. I was just listening to the music and breathing. I was kind of focusing more on my breathing than trying to figure out what was going on. So it's this drum, it's like shamanic, jungle drums sound going on in my ears, and I lost track of what was going on. I almost, I don't know, I fully lost focus, and all of a sudden at 10 minutes, I realized what was happening, and from the beginning, going forward, the main physical sensation I noticed first was the vibrating, very fast vibrating in various parts of my body. It was a lot in the chest, and another thing to think about if you're trying this is, if you're breathing like that and you're not using your nose as much, the air is going to dry your lips out, and this fast vibration that happens on various parts of your body it did this with me, it may get your lips kind of stuck like that. And when you get into the state of meditation that it's intending to do, it might freak you out, because your lips will feel like they're stuck. And something else that happened, if you remember my other video on this, I was saying it got too deep too fast, and This is slightly reminiscent of smoking weed, the sort of feeling that I got from it. My hands, I think they're on, I don't remember how I had them. I think they were just sitting on my chest. But so what happens in these meditations is you lose the body. Like right now we have it, you got it. You got the thing going on. What happens is you lose the body. And if you're gonna do the thing full force, you'll lose the body completely, and you're in a sort of mental or a dream state, or you're out of. Grof calls it ordinary consciousness. He calls it non-ordinary consciousness, the state that you're reaching. Dr. Stanislav Grof, he's the one that kind of coined the term holotropic breathing. So look him up if you're interested in doing this correctly, if you would like to actually try it. Where was I? Oh, anyway, my hands. So my hands, when you start losing the body, if you try to keep it, like if you're like, oh crap, where did my hand go? And then you try to move it, and the function isn't as it used to be, then you can start freaking out. So that's what happened with me. I didn't realize that I was gonna start losing the body so quickly, and my hands, it was hard for me to move them, and it was hard for me to move my lips. I was kind of getting some paralysis of the limbs going on, and then I kind of I had like a flashback of weed, and the feeling was similar before you go on a full-blown trip, and I wasn't really ready for that. So what I did is I attempted to take my headphones out, but my hands weren't working so well, so I had to I had to kind of like lift my massively heavy hands up to my ears, and what I did is I took the headphones out. I was very happy because I would have had, I wouldn't say trapped, but I would have had to go wherever I was going, like full force, when I didn't feel I was ready for it. If I hadn't been able to get them out, I feel like I would have just, maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, I was happy to get the headphones out, and since I was freaking out a little bit, I got up, I got my hands together like this, and I was just praying, I was saying, help this to go correctly, and help me not put my negative sort of intentions into it, because that's what I do when I get freaked out about ordinary reality turning into something else. So I rocked back and forth, waited for the vibrations went down eventually, and after it was all done, I felt really good, like very happy. And what happens is your body, after you go out of your body for a little bit, whether it's meditation or sleeping, if you're sleeping, you're going out of your body, or lucid dreaming or whatever, taking shrooms, you're going out of your body to an extent. And when I came back, the body is less of a weight, I guess, than it was before doing that meditation. And this time, so that was that time, and it wasn't anything. It was just super interesting. Like I haven't been bodily affected by anything since I was taking weed. And, working out affects you in certain ways, but I had gotten myself to the point to where my body was almost not. It was too quiet, like it was almost boring, you could say, the state that because I had had such traumatic experiences with weed, which, the trip was like how people describe LSD or salvia to be, honestly. It was a full-blown hallucinogenic trip, which traumatized me for a really long time, so I became very fearful of anything to do with non-ordinary consciousness. But I'm coming back to it just in a, I don't know, a less selfish way, I guess, and I have no problem asking God for help, or asking the higher consciousness to guide me, and that it helps. Like this time, I set my intention. I said I want to do this um, as a loving healing process for myself, and I don't wish to bring any bad intentions or negative emotions in. And if they do, then please help me work through them in as the best way possible. So that was my intent that I set, and I started this time with a different music set. It wasn't shamanic drums. There was a little drums in there, but it wasn't as loud, and it was a little more peaceful music. And so I'm sitting here on a random side of the road. I'm on the way to San Francisco to do Uber and Lyft for a week, and I felt the need to try this again. And so I said my prayers, I set my intention, and asked for guidance throughout. And the same thing starts happening. You get the vibration feeling like your limbs are just super vibrating with energy. With me, it was mainly isolated in the chest area, not so much the arms, the hands a little bit, and my legs were not so much affected by those vibrations at the level I was getting to. But I was able to control it to an extent as I got deeper into the meditation. And if something felt like it was starting to get stuck, like my hands were starting to get too stuck, then I would move them a little bit. I was also practicing, if one part of my body was starting to vibrate too much, I would consciously ask the energy to move to another part that wasn't vibrating as much. And it didn't work just like, okay, you do that, and then no, it didn't work exactly like that, but it helped relieve stresses in my mind where, oh, this part is going too crazy or whatever. So it helped in that way. And the whole thing was very gentle, and it wasn't, I didn't go anywhere else. Like I didn't completely exit the body. What did happen was I got my hands back in, the prayer pose. I was leaned all the way back. And what did happen was I got rid of my hands, basically. So my hands were sitting there, to me, just as another piece of scenery. Like I didn't have the feeling in them as you normally have in your hands. To me, like my arms were just gone. And it wasn't just like they're gone without any way I could do anything about it. I could consciously move a finger a tiny bit and bring that hand back, but it was gone in the sense that I knew the hand was okay and it wasn't going to break or anything, but it wasn't cumbersome to me. Like it was being taken care of, basically, and my conscious movement and the conscious weight of the hand wasn't with me anymore. So I can see that if you practice this enough, and if you be careful with it and you be respectful of it, and set your intent to be love and learning, that's just my advice. If you do that, then you'll be able to lose the body and explore your mind without being limited to the physical space that your body is in. So that's one of the possible goals of mine. I don't have any set agenda for this. I really don't. It's just a part of my personal journey, and it's something that interests me. So anyway, I hope you guys, if you're interested in trying this, just be careful. We're not bodies. I don't know if anybody even believes that anymore, but the body is literally just a piece of everything that we are. So normal, ordinary consciousness, you're in the body, and the body moves around on the face of the earth and all that stuff, but that's just one out of, I'm sure, infinite ways of experiencing things. And even right now, in this little sliver that I did for 15-20 minutes, I had my eyes closed at one point, and I got this center point of my vision. My closed eyes vision was kind of a rotating like ball of energy, all kinds of I wouldn't say all kinds, but there were different colors in there, and that thing changed and rotated and mutated shapes depending on what I thought about, and depending on like if a car went by, then that would affect it. And at certain points during, I was here the whole time. I was never like just gone completely. I was always very, very much aware and in the moment. At one point, that closed eye visual, it was really cool. It just turned black and stars, just like as you imagine our outer spaces. And it was, I didn't hold on to it. I didn't try to, I think if you try to hold on to these things that, that's what they teach is, desire is the root of all suffering. But I didn't consciously try to hold on to it. But while it was there, moving through those stars, it was like the most pure seeing of stars, as you, like, my eyes aren't even that great to see the stars that well if I did have a telescope or if I actually was in outer space. But it was really cool. I didn't gain any what do you call it, epiphanies or anything, but I didn't want any epiphanies either. I'm just trying it out. So anyway, let me know if any of you have ever tried meditation, if you've ever got out of your body before, consciously, not just being asleep, and if you did or would like to try holotropic breathing and you want my small amount of advice I can give you, then go ahead and send me a message, or just let me know if you've tried it or your thoughts on it. Yeah, so it's fun, it's good. Meditation helps also with your mind and your crazy stuff that goes on with stress. Just remember, your stress is all future past. Future past don't exist. But there are techniques to quiet your mind a bit so it's not bothering you so much. If you just sit and do absolutely nothing, no practice, then you're just going to get what you get. You're going to get whatever happens. You can do some things to help yourself. All right, that's enough for tonight. 17 minutes, that's pretty long. So anyway, take care, you guys and girls, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.